Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. It says, Russian space chief warns of possible trigger for World War III. Now, we know that intercontinental ballistic missiles are going to be shot up into the air. Okay, they're going to go up to where the ozone layer of the earth is, where people think it's outer space, but it's not. And then, the intercontinental ballistic missiles are going to circle around the globe to their designated target areas. Then when they come down, they head to the capsules of the intercontinental ballistic missiles come off, and multiple nuclear warheads fall out of that capsule, where the nuclear warheads will fall in their designated targeted areas. So as you may know, we are on the verge of World War III, looking at the whole Russia and Ukraine situation. But, World War III is not going to begin because of what this chief is talking about, okay? World War III is going to begin when America goes into Iran, okay? Because it's going to start with the so-called Israelis. They're going to go into Iran, and then, they're going to draw the United States into their confrontation against Iran. When that happens, there's going to be a mass mandatory draft that's going to be going on. And, anybody who's 14 years old or even older, they're going to be forced to be drafted into the military. So, around that time, a lot of people is going to get locked up, especially members who are of the elect. They're going to be the main ones that's going to be locked up because, Lord's will, if we be of the elect, we're not going to join this devil's army. Hell nah. Okay, because we all know that these wars that are being fought, they are wars fought on foreign relations. These wars are pointless. Okay? America is not fighting a war. Is not fighting a war for world peace. They're not fighting a war to to do righteousness. Nah. America's fighting a war for a wicked agenda, which is the New World Order. So yeah, F that SHIT, man. Hell nah. But you see, this is the kind of world we live in. This is a wicked society. What the hell? Why? Whatever. So it says here that there. All right. So here it says, in Salakia, I was watching a video by Apostle Tahar. Here it says, Russian space chief warns of possible trigger for World War III. Dmitry Rogozin has argued that destruction of spacecraft by a foreign power could lead to an armed conflict, which, no, that's not the case. No. No. Okay. Ain't no World War III gonna start from no armed conflict in space. World War III is gonna begin when the so-called Israelis draw America into their confrontation against Iran. When that happens, Russia is gonna step in. And if Russia steps in, you know NATO is gonna step in because NATO is an ally of America, even though somewhere down the line, NATO is going to turn on America. And then China is going to jump in because China is an ally of Russia. North Korea is going to jump in because they are an ally of Russia. Iran is going to jump in because they are an ally of Russia. And then, like it tells you in Ezekiel, the Hamites, which is Libya, Ethiopia, they're going to jump in with their military. Okay, Iran is going to, well, I already mentioned Iran. They're going to jump in with their military. And just like that, it's going to be one big bloodbath over there in the Middle East, which is going to escalate into a nuclear war. And that's where these intercontinental ballistic missiles come in. So it says an attack against a spacecraft could usher in the next global war, which that's not going to happen. Okay. World War III is going to happen the way the Lord said it's going to happen. Now, of course, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah is in control. If he want World War III to start this way, hey, he can have it start this way, but that's not the case. And not in this situation, that's not the case. So it says an attack against a spacecraft could usher in the next global war. Dmitry Rogozin, the head of Russian National Space Agency, Roscosmos, said on Saturday, "One must keep in mind that the destruction of a foreign spacecraft means World War III, which ain't nothing going to happen to that spacecraft, okay? I mean, World War III is going to happen the way the Lord said it will happen, according to the Holy Scriptures. It's a casus belli, and there's no doubt about it. That Rogozin said, using a Latin term for a formal legal reason to start a war. Rogozin was commenting on Washington's decision to stop conducting anti-satellite missile tests, announcing the move on Monday. Vice President Kamala Harris called the destruction of satellites during such tests reckless and irresponsible because it leaves dangerous space debris. Come on, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, according to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3, it was prophesied for these devils to, put their satellites up there in so-called space. But at the end of the day, that shit is no more than space junk. That shit is no more than space junk. But it says the Roscosmos chief, however, argued that the U.S. is now pretending to be doves because it had already conducted all the necessary tests. This move should therefore be strictly viewed as propaganda, he said. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I'm going to read there. Let's go get that. Sorry, Apostle Tahar. I'll come back to your video. Let me get that in the book of Matthews. Matthews 24, excuse me. Okay, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Okay, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. So these are the words of Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. He said, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So don't be troubled when you hear about these things, you know. When you hear about Russia talking about possible World War III, if some space junk get destroyed, don't fret over it. Because we already know how World War III is going to start. Okay? And World War III is going to start as soon as the United States goes into Iran. And the so-called Israelis, because it's all going to start with the so-called Israelis at the end of the day. So it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Luke 21, verse 9. Okay. It says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. So don't be terrified when you hear about Russia making threats about a World War III because some space junk get destroyed. Because that's not according to what the Lord said in the Holy Scriptures. The Lord said World War III is going to begin when those so-called Israelis go into Iran, and then they get the United States involved in their confrontation with Iran. That's how World War III is going to begin. Because then Russia is going to step in because of the United States. NATO is going to step in because of Russia. Germany is going to step in. You know, Turkey is going to step in. China is going to, all of these world superpowers are going to step in. And just like that, it's going to be World War III over there in the Middle East, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Matter of fact, let me just get that real quick. Because the Holy Scriptures even tell you that World War III is going to start over there in the Middle East. World War III is not going to start over some space junk being destroyed. Okay, that's bullshit. Give me a second here. Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Now the men of war here in Joel 3 and 9 is talking about who? Well, the Gentiles here in Joel 3 and 9 is talking about the heathen nations. A heathen is anybody who is not an Israelite. So if your father's lineage on your father's side Do not go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian. You are a heathen according to the Holy Scriptures. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Now, I'm going to read verse 12 again. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So the key point there is the valley of Jehoshaphat. Where's Jehoshaphat located? Over there in the Middle East. So that's where World War III is going to take place. Okay. And I highly doubt if this space junk is destroyed, it's going to land somewhere over there in the Middle East. Not unless the Lord wanted to happen. Because remember, satellites orbit around the globe just like how the sun and the moon does. So if some space junk gets destroyed, I highly doubt it's just going to land over there in the Middle East. Not unless the Lord wanted to happen that way, But with that, I'm going to say shalom is on to the next one.